Hi everyone. Well, today's video we're going to talk a little bit about the club path, and how the big craze has been to shallow out the club as we come down. So the club goes up, we get the shaft kind of shallowing this way, not this way, and then we rotate around. I'm going to have one here. See how we do. All right, so if you're the guy kind of like me that needs to do this, that's great. So we drop the club here, get the club in the slot, rotate around. But if you're the guy that's a little steeper, you have to make a couple changes. Okay, one, you have to aim a little right, okay, because you're already steep, so the steepness is countered by aiming your shoulders a little right. And then when you do that, you feel like once you go up that you can just kind of pull it a little bit towards the target. I know Victor Hovland aims right, pulls everything. It's a little different animal, but guys that are steep are like Phil Mickelson. He was pretty steep. Jack was a little steep. So that type of person, not necessarily Phil, but Jack played that fade, which is some of the reason he was steep. So that's something to be aware of. Another thing I'm going to talk about is when you all come in here, what do some of these numbers mean? Let's take a look. The numbers you need to be aware of with the driver specifically are spin rate. For me, that was club speed of 113.6, pretty fast, 164 ball speed. Could have been a little faster. I mishit a little bit. Smash factor 1.50 is a real good smash for someone with my club speed. But I like to get my spin, that's not bad, under 2,500. I like it around 2,000, the way I launch the ball. You can look at launch. I hit that a little thin, which is why the launch was a little low. Attack angle, that's how I'm hitting up on it a little bit. If it was negative, I'd be hitting down on it, which isn't necessarily a great thing with a driver. But there are certainly some really fine players, long hitters in the world that hit maybe 1 degree down on it or so. But the more up you hit it, the long drive guys get way above this. So that was good. Club pass, super important. I'll call that square to square. Negative's a little left. If it gets to negative 6, 7, 8, you're over the top, we gotta fix that. Positive 7 or 8, that's inside out. That's also too much, we gotta fix that. Height was a little low because I hit it thin. We talked about smash factor, and here's how you tell. I only hit a 269 in the air because it was low. It ran out to 299. We can talk about face angle and face to pass. So face angle from a square position, I was 1.5 degrees, just slightly shut, which is why it went a little left because my path was slightly left, and that would be the difference between these two numbers. My face to path was just slightly closed, which is why the ball started a little left and went left. If we switch back to the previous shot, because I don't want to hit another one, you'll see that was pretty straight. And there's my numbers. Again, similar club speed, ball speed, but my spin dropped to 2. Same smash, but carry went up and distance went up. Club path was dead square, face was dead square, height was a lot higher. Remember the other one was, I think it said 72, 96. That's the proper way to hit a golf shot. So if you come in here and use the building and want to understand what some of these numbers are, those are the important ones. There's a whole other page of numbers. A lot of these numbers are for fitting purposes. So when James and I or anybody else, any of the assistants, we use some other numbers for fitting, and those numbers are different depending on whether we're hitting a 7-iron or a driver or whatever. So again, wedges, I do a lot of wedge lessons. I come in here first, and there's some other numbers that matter. I've showed that video before. So anyway, some things to think about, guys. I will probably be coming to you next week with a video from someplace out west. Thanks, everyone.